Hello Fleet Ready fam, welcome to Fleet Ready Gaming. My name is Sivad and welcome to the channel. Today is May 4th, happy Star Wars Day, and today we have a new episode of Inside Star Citizen. Today's episode is a little bit of a filler episode covering a side project that was started as a side project within Star Citizen. Today's episode is all about buggy carts and the new upcoming buggy arena being made. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right. So before we get this started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like the video. We got a giveaway contest going on, and any video that we have that is liked, you subscribe to the channel and you leave a comment followed by the hashtag FleetReadyMate, we'll get you entered into the contest. More information in the top right here, but let's go ahead and check out the latest episode.
The public roadmap on the RobertSpaceIndustries.com website is the place to check out the new features, locations, gameplay systems, and technologies currently being developed for both Star Citizen and Squadron 42. But as with all things in game development, there are gaps, small breaks, quick moments when a single developer is forced to wait for another dependency to be finished before work on their primary or even secondary tasks may continue. Now, these happen at every game studio on every game project in development, but the stories of what fills these in-between moments, or ninja missions as animation director Steve Bender referred to them on last week's Star Citizen Live, are rarely, if ever, shared. Now, with the team heads down focusing on bringing Alpha 319 with its new content and continuing performance fixes to live servers within just the next 2 weeks, and the staggered development of Alpha 320 already well underway that we'll be exploring here as early as next week, we hope you'll indulge us this week, as we thought we'd dedicate this in-between ISC to one of those in-between tasks that get so often overlooked. One developer's work between tasks to build a sequel, an expansion, and a potential evolution to the Grey Cat PTV buggy track to fill additional convention centers when big events like Invictus aren't running. So here's Stefan Damerow with an update to his one-person crusade to bring more fun to Star Citizen's original, first-ever working vehicle. It's true, my hangar module peeps will remember.
I remember driving it.
So for the first raid track, we thought of an interesting way to kind of fill up the convention center when there's no conventions happening there. So Martin kind of did this track for the Orison Convention Center with this kind of neon advertisement filled space and this track which you can race on with your PTV. And later it was kind of handed over to me to kind of just wrap it up to the bug fixing and kind of just iron out the small problems so it can go live. And so our first racetrack was this kind of dark, moody space filled like up with neon advertisement lights, very kind of commercialized space around the racetrack. So kind of after wrapping up the bug fixing of the first track, I moved on to some other tasks, but turned out that they kind of had just a bit of downtime in between. So we thought it would be a nice idea to just kind of make a second racetrack, since we have multiple convention centers. So there's definitely some space to fill there. And I started to build this second racetrack kind of using the base that Martin built for the first one. So it's still a work in progress, but let's take a look.
Already love it.
So for this new track, obviously we want to kind of keep it different and create something new to give a bit of a different vibe compared to the previous one. So we took the same basis, which is all the racetrack pieces, but just kind of adjusted the stuff around it a bit. The
scaling for it is cool
so the first thing you notice is obviously it has kind of a different dressing around it, different styles. So this one is this snow-filled environment. Since this one will be placed on New Babbage, we thought it would be cool to kind of reflect that also on the interior a bit and just kind of get a bit of a different mood. So also the layout in here is different. So you still have the main hall where a lot of the
Looks like
racing takes
the
place,
track
but then
goes over there. That's cool.
you also move into these side sections,
That's awesome.
which we have usually
Utilize all
for
the
conventions.
space.
So we have this other big room here to
You
kind
got a
of
split in the
play
track
around
there.
with
That's cool.
and use the space to also create a bit of interesting section for the track. So from here you kind of just circle back into the main room again. We have this nice interesting circular room where we definitely want to put something eye-catchy and cool here, since it's kind of a prime spot for that. So you drive around here and then it just leads you back into the kind of main hall again. So since I already mentioned the idea for the thematic dressing for this kind of from Microtech, but also
Looks like tons of places
instantly
for
ideas
players to go
of how we can use
view
the
the
setting kind
races
of
from
popped
the
up
side.
in my head. So for example, as you can see, this is this very kind of hazy, cold, bit foggy space, and thought it would be cool to potentially kind of use some areas maybe to take a bit of vision away from the drivers and kind of use it to make it more interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of this stuff is still kind of in the very early idea phase, so not everything in here might necessarily kind of end up in the final racetrack, but this is just mostly,
I'm digging it though.
just throwing some ideas out there. Another thing kind of associated to this dressing would be these kind of icy patches of the track. So on these ones, actually your vehicle like has different grip on the surface, so it's all a bit more kind of slippery, harder to drive on. So
See a lot of
you want to be
collisions
mindful
happening there.
if you drive over these patches. So for this area, I just mainly tested it out. So we want to obviously kind of keep it a bit more localized later to
Let me know what you guys think about the
to
overall
balance it out so it
buggy carts
doesn't feel just
racetracks
like
in the verse.
unfair and
Personally,
taking
I
control
think
away
they're
from the
great. I
player
think
too
they're
much.
great for downtime when your ship, you're waiting for a ship to come back. If you have a larger
Another
ship.
thing, like an idea
Or
would
just
be
hanging out with
these
friends.
icicles, which could either be just kind of a visual dressing element, or maybe we could in the future physicalize and actually
Physicalize them.
make interactable for the players, so they could reach down further into the kind of area where the people drive, and then you could crash through them and
Do it.
kind of break them apart.
Make it
Like drive there.
physicalized.
Hey, Steven,
More.
Yes.
adding obstacles, it's like driving a gray cat is hard enough. You don't think this is plenty challenge already?
Yeah, well, actually we got some other stuff in mind which might make it even a bit more challenging. Let me show you what we got over here. So these are obviously all still in a very experimental stage.
Nice.
So these are for now just ideas which might or might not end up kind of in the final racetrack. So these ones are basically just these kind of moving obstacles which make it a bit
Simple but
harder
fun.
to navigate and drive around. Additionally, we have over here some stuff like,
Nice.
for example,
Racing
this one would be an
platforms.
idea that you kind of have this lift section on the track just to kind of make it a bit more interesting. So
can see us
obviously you want to kind of
screwing up a
make
ton of
it
people's
onto the
races.
platform, be fast enough to race on, because otherwise you'll kind of just have to wait until next time the piece goes down for you and lets you go up there.
What's that next?
Then another idea would be here, this kind of little jump pad. So if I just get into the
Jump pad sounds
TV.
fun. Wonder if they would work for just running across them, launching you.
So as you drive over it, it just kind of
Okay, not,
throws you
not
up
too
into
much
the air a
but
bit.
yeah.
That could be something cool potentially. Let's see. over here, this could be basically just some moving pieces of the track. So it's either like this ramp going up and down, maybe even leading onto different sections of the track, or this piece which goes sideways. Obviously you need to think about the implementation there a bit.
I mean, if you think about it, a lot of
obstacle
these
here, which gives a bit of a warning.
Sorry, going to pause for a second. You know, a lot of the things that he's working on here, in their basic essence, can be utilized in the future of roads themselves, not just these race karts. I mean, yeah, certain obstacles and things like that. I mean, like the one that's directly in front of us we're about to watch, you know, it looks like some sort of barrier that rises up. You know, that's something that you would see at a facility, you know, at a security station. The ramp that goes up and down that we just saw on the other one could be used for drawbridges. You know, a lot of this stuff has future potential as well, which is why I'm extra excited for it, because, you know, CIG wants things to be modular. They want things to be reusable, and the work that's being done here, the ideas that are being fleshed out here, have that potential. Let's continue.
Before it comes up and kind of blocks off this section for the player. This little moving obstacle, which just kind of sort of drives on the track for a bit, making it a lot harder to navigate around, and then eventually just kind of goes off again. Could do some boost pads maybe, so just if you get into your grey cat again, drive over it, and it just kind of
Nice.
gives you a little boost.
Nice, nice. Love seeing these type of things for
Then
karting.
potentially some not quite 0G, but a lot less gravity involved jumps over ramps, so you could get sections
A
of the
gravity
track
damper,
where the
dampener.
gravity just is a little bit turned down, so you get like bigger and longer jumps.
Nice.
And you've been doing this in your spare time between tasks?
Yeah, so this is kind of just an in-between task
Love how
while
Jared's just
there's
there,
downtime
ether,
on the kind of bigger, more important
watching,
stuff.
commentating.
And again,
That's
like
awesome.
it's important to mention that the last stuff you saw is very much still kind of just in the idea phase, so it
Definitely. I hope we
might
see
or
it.
might not end up like on the next track, and it kind of just more serve just as a starting point for a discussion also with the other departments of how easy it would be to implement something like this, so it's synced on servers between players, so they're actually seeing the same thing happening at the same time, and it's not just like localized to one player's machine, and
Definitely, I can see how some of those
completely
would be
in a
more
different spot
difficult,
for someone
but
else.
I would love to see all of those in there. That would be awesome. And like I said, a lot of those can be used for the future of roads and just the landscape of towns and cities. It looks awesome. It really does. The carnage.
Thanks for watching. I gotta get back to my real work now.
So what did we learn this week? We learned that in-between tasks are where individual developers can contribute fun and off-the-wall ideas to the game while waiting for dependencies to resolve.
It adds a lot.
That
It
one
really
of the
does
many
add a lot
ways
to the
this
game.
manifests is with quirky buggy racetracks. And that Stefan Demrau, sole architect of this endeavor in his downtime, may have a rather sadistic side I hadn't anticipated after seeing some of those moving obstacles. Most developers do.
So true. Most developers
Now
do.
remember to keep an eye out for Alpha 319 with its mining updates, salvage mission modules, tractor beam improvements, new Loreville, continuing performance improvements, and more as it makes its way through PTU into the live testing environment in the coming weeks. There's Invictus Launch Week immediately after that, and possibly some Jumptown thrown in the mix somewhere between now and then. I probably should have paid more attention in the meetings. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee.
May
Thanks for
5th
letting us
to the
share
9th,
our
I
weekly
believe,
behind-the-scenes
is for
look at the
Jumptown.
process of game development with you. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, and we'll see you all here next week.
It's going to be any behind the scenes or what's for the last one?
Yes, hi, I'd like to report an error with my order. Yes, you sent me the wrong costume for Star Wars Day. Yes, I ordered an X-Wing pilot. Yes, X-Wing pilot.
Wolverine
No.
pirate.
No. Yes, I suppose they do sound similar.
Kinda.
Yes, I'll hold.
Oh gosh. Well, for a filler episode, that wasn't too bad. It holds a lot of potential. Personally, I love seeing more downtime things for players to be able to do in the game, especially when things like the insurance claim timers are going up as well as their costs. So leaving a lot of players left in their cities to do whatever they can until their ships are ready. So the more things we can actually do to fill up that time, the better it is. But with that being said, we're going to wind this video down. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to watch. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. It spreads our channel across to other fine viewers like yourself and lets them know we're out here pumping out content. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. That helps us out tremendously. We're looking to grow the channel. Our next goal is 250 subscribers. We're currently sitting at 118. That ticker still did not update yet. Having some issues with it. It's putting up a fight, but we are slowly but surely making progress. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and make sure to check out that link that we posted earlier in the video regarding our giveaway contest. All the rules, details, and prize are in that video. Have yourself a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.